Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we have some very strange occurrences to go over. The Battlefield subreddits are showing signs of coherence with a few posts. That's not supposed to happen, but I welcome it nevertheless. And apparently, there were some leaks suggesting that June 17th is a very important date for something relating to the next Battlefield game. The Reddit posts we'll be going over in this video feature topics ranging from the gunplay of Battlefield 6 to just various feedback regarding Battlefield 6, and like I mentioned previously, in my opinion, they display an abnormal level of competency. So let's start going over things. If you do enjoy the channel, want to follow Battlefield 6 related content, this is the channel for you. Be sure to hit that sub button and drop a like on the video. It really does help the channel and the videos out. Really do appreciate you guys that do that. And of course, all the links regarding my Instagram, TikTok, Discord are in the description. I suppose I will go over the potential important date for Battlefield 6 first. Apparently, some players that were on the Battlefield Labs placeholder test page on EA Play saw this pop up, and it says, this game hasn't released yet, wait until the official release date, 6/17/2025, or preload, and it lists the same date. Now, obviously, this is not the release of the next Battlefield game. That would be a true shock to everybody. But what this could potentially be is a date for a gameplay trailer or maybe even a reveal trailer that they, for some reason, put in the EA Play data to display. I'm not entirely sure. Of course, this could also turn out to be absolutely nothing whatsoever, but I just find it funny that the specific date is June 17th, because that would be my birthday. And wouldn't it just be funny that after all these years waiting for something decent to happen with Battlefield, the gameplay reveal trailer for the next Battlefield releases on my birthday? I'll just say this. Let's hope that June 17th is maybe a relevant date, and it's not only a present for me, but it's a present for the entire Battlefield community. Now, onto the Battlefield Reddit post that sparked some interesting conversation. There were some posts, multiple actually, regarding the gunplay and how it should function in Battlefield 6. Obviously, with all the gameplay circulating around from Battlefield 6, we have a better idea than ever before as to how the next Battlefield game functions, but these Reddit posts that got really popular, almost 2,000 upvotes for this one, were suggesting that we need to return to a spread-based gunplay system with spread that truly matters. Basically what they're saying is they don't want laser beam gunplay like we saw in Battlefield 2042. And can I just say, absolutely fucking based, okay? I've been arguing this exact same point for years, particularly when Battlefield 2042 released with that insane laser beam gunplay. And the reason for having spread in Battlefield gunplay is actually extremely simple. It helps mitigate the effectiveness of weapons at range, while simultaneously allowing weapons to have different effective engagement distances, and really spread doesn't really matter at close range. So it's really the perfect solution for Battlefield's gameplay. That is why every single version of Battlefield has featured spread in some way, shape, or form. The best Battlefield games ever made featured spread in its best form, in my opinion. Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4 both had a burst fire-centric gunplay system where to hit targets at a farther distance, you would have to not only control the recoil, but you would have to be able to micro-burst effectively with accuracy in order to actually kill that person from far away. And what burst firing does to the gunplay is it adds a mechanic for players to learn, so it adds depth. That is always good in my opinion. Battlefield 5 and even Battlefield 2042's gunplay, to me personally, was super straightforward and brain dead. I mean, you literally just hold the trigger down and things fall over in front of you. That's what some people want, but I do think it significantly watered down Battlefield's gameplay, and I completely agree with these people on the subreddit. We need to return to a Battlefield weapon system where recoil and spread both matter. I know there are going to be some people in the comments that hate spread, but I'm gonna try to drop a truth nuke here, okay? If you can't comprehend how to burst fire your weapon, it's a fucking skill issue, okay? I'm just gonna say it. It's a skill issue, and you need to learn. Because guess what? It's not hard. If you're inaccurate, burst fire your weapon to regain accuracy. That's it. That's actually as simple as it is. And I know some people are going to argue that they're not a fan of quote-unquote randomness in their gunplay systems. Well, here's another truth nuke. It's not that random, guys. Sometimes when people talk about spread within Battlefield and they mention randomness, they'll have you believe that it is the most uncontrollable, ridiculously inaccurate and unpredictable way of developing a gunplay system possible. Like, they will have you believe you cannot hit the broadside of a barn without a PhD within Battlefield gunplay. But just because spread is inherently random does not mean that it is a bad mechanic. I already spoke briefly about burst firing in order to mitigate spread, but I'm going to mention here again, there is literally a mechanic in place specifically designed to heavily mitigate any sort of randomness that spread may introduce. And it rewards people that are initially accurate. So if your first few shots are on target, you won't ever even have to burst. And the same goes for most CQC gameplay. You can just hip-fire people, and if they're within 10 to 15 meters, even in games like Battlefield 4, if you're initially accurate, you can simply hold the trigger down and you will kill them. And I know some people are going to say, well, Enders, why can't we just increase recoil? You know, yeah, that is a good point. I think the recoil in the past few Battlefield games has actually been a little low. You can increase the recoil, but you cannot only increase the recoil. If your solution to Battlefield's gunplay woes is to simply have, like, PUBG level recoil, the Battlefield community is not going to be able to handle that, which is why DICE is never even going to consider that as a blanket fix for all gunplay problems. It has to be a combination of making sure spread matters and making sure the recoil feels like there's enough to where you have to control it, but it's not absolutely insane. And it's also very important to remind ourselves the type of game Battlefield is. It is significantly faster paced than PUBG is. Could you even imagine having to control PUBG level recoil in fast paced Battlefield kill streak scenarios? It would just not fit the game at all. And as a player that has over 1,200 hours in PUBG, I think it would actually feel absolutely horrible to have some sort of equivalent level recoil in a Battlefield-style game with 32 enemy players on the enemy team that I have to worry about. So that about wraps that up. Rare, extremely based Battlefield Reddit post. Very based. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Really do appreciate you guys. If you do enjoy the channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button on the video. It does help the video out. Thank you to everyone that does that. If you don't know that I stream every single day at twitch.tv/enders. That link, as well as all the other links, can be found in the description. Once again, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Let's see what happens with that June 17th date. I'm very interested.